Yeah, I already know this ain't gonna be the community's favorite video. You know, Pittsburgh, the indirects and subliminals, you know how Pittsburgh is. You got a bunch of sociopaths bunched up in one place. You got a bunch of narcissistic assholes who act like y'all tough shit. I guess this is the result of not letting this world control you. You know, all type of unheard of technology that you're not used to hearing about. Oh man, dude, I wonder would y'all ever tell the community, the real community, about the, oh, forgive me about the knocking and shit you're going to hit. You're going to hear, the distraction, the people that always hate me for talking, but fuck this guy. This guy's a bitch. Sitting in the crib all day, don't do a goddamn thing, and that's not going to stop me from talking a goddamn thing, so knock all you want, bitch. They'll just add you to the video. Anyway, it's just like these people, man. They swear up and down we're cowards, we're weak people, there's something wrong with us. Really, there's something wrong with y'all. Y'all got an obsession problem. Y'all got a controlling problem. It's like y'all are small-minded people in a big program. This program give y'all cojones, This program give y'all a false sense of power and authority over somebody's control and well-being. But that's why these TIs who's really going through this, that's why they hide in the shadow. That's why they play like little bitches when they harass you. That's why when you explain your harassment, explain the things that you go through, it sounds like you're batshit crazy because you're dealing with real crazy people. What they don't want to tell you, on top of the lies, on the rumors and the defamation of character, what they don't tell the rest of the community is how every day, daily, 24/7 of your lifetime, you constantly got people, paid people getting real good money, thousands of dollars. Believe it or not, these gang stalkers get a pretty good lump sum of money. That's why they can afford to sit in the house all day and observe and monitor somebody and make sounds and knocks like a pathetic little insect they are, They get paid a hefty amount. Well, it's good money. The government will love if people just become snitches and, human AI cameras is what I like to call them. That's what the community, that's what the real government wants. It wants everybody stagnant, stuck, everybody watching each other. Everybody being the community scapegoats while the real devils can continue to kidnap your females, your children, have your uncles and, your fathers and all your men in your community disappear, and then when they find their bodies, their organs is missing, and people know what's going on. These Satanists, these Freemasons, these Luciferians, these people who hate God and worship some evil entity, and they know what's really going on. The ones who's pulling the strings, the ones who's setting up all these brain rot ass people around you all day, every day. They know what's going on. CIA, FBI. It's a very intelligent program. Sometimes you got to give them their props, for how detailed everything is. But you need to understand these people are insane. Think about it, TIs. You literally deal with the same tactics every day. You step up, you wake up, you walk outside. What's the thing? What is it called when you're repeating the same notion or the same behavior for a different reaction? It's insanity. These people are insane. And most of these people get so much dollars, that goes out the window. Their morals, their empathy, especially if they really believe you're a monster. Even if you are a TI and you did something, to the point where people hate you, at the end of the day, sin is sin. You continue to move out in this world, it don't matter. You'll still be sitting in hell with a rapist, a killer, a murderer, a pedophile. Now that's the key. Now these people, they're taking it upon themselves to dish out. They're playing judge, jury, and executioner in certain people's lives. People they deem not fit for society, truthers, the bots, the flying monkeys, the little peons, participate in there. They believe that their government is right and they're protecting the community. But really, like I said earlier, we're just the scapegoats. So that real devils can continue to do what they do. You ever ask yourself, y'all hear about fucked up shit, but y'all never, it's like no one never questions anything. Millions of fucking females, millions of children, millions of dudes disappear around the world every year on the year. They give you an estimate number just to show you how much y'all really don't give a fuck. Y'all really don't give a shit about nothing. And y'all try to play down on the psyche of the people who have some type of intelligence. They tried to bury my intelligence. The whole design of the program is to break my mind and have me on the street strung out on drugs so they could sit there, laugh, and celebrate. Hey, look, we broke his mind. But whether I die from cancer, whether I die just from old age, at the end of the day, bro, these devils, y'all weak-minded, disgusting people, with your fragile little egos, y'all ain't never gonna get what y'all want out of me. I'm just gonna be a good challenge for you, yeah, because I'm never gonna break. I see it. If anything, my channel's probably tied to all y'all fucking bitch-made ass Freemason lodges, and y'all control technology and everything. So at the end of the day, I'm probably talking to the majority of these devils. At the end of the day, people don't care about truth. They care about how much you're willing to entertain them. Entertainment. That's what y'all want, right? That's the only time you'll, just think a little bit. Oh, maybe he's telling the truth. He probably could be. He probably did some fucked up shit. Because they saying that. They're showing us information. They're doing all this, but maybe he got some type of truth. But it doesn't matter really, right? Because the NDAs y'all sad. The little secrets y'all sharing. If I'm a monster, just tell me that. Just present my crimes to me, lock me up. I mean, what I don't get is that y'all kill thousands, maybe even millions of people for less. See, when we were growing up, what I remember in the hood growing up, if somebody was known for taking out people, if somebody was known for being a sex offender, you around here raping bitches, you around here taking children. No, the OGs of the hood will, you be up out of here. Let's just say that. That I remember when the community was the real community, and niggas wasn't doing bitch behavior like squeaky shoes just to distract you from your video. Get your pedophile ass up out of here. All of my floor are nothing but rapists and sex offenders, so that's why I'm comfortable with saying that. People who've been watching me for a long time, I showed this person who always want to signify when he's on the floor, like he's hot shit, fucking get your goddamn slave working ass up out of here, bro. Nobody care. Everything they do, y'all, they show me that all my moves, everything I'm doing, every second of the day, whether you believe me or not, it doesn't matter. They're showing me that I'm being tortured. This is pure insanity. I don't give a fuck what your excuse is. Why do you think someone should suffer? Let's see you go through that. Let's see somebody you love go through the same thing. Getting turned crazy by a whole government, by a whole corrupted, wicked ass system because you're some monster, or you pissed off the wrong guy and they're just lying on you, or you're just a sacrifice. In my case, people don't want to hear the truth though. Trust and believe, man. When you got a higher purpose, when you realize you've been living your life the wrong way, and you understand you have problems and it's not just everybody else, and I can't describe what God is, and something tells me that it's really not what they describe it, because if they knew who the real God is, they wouldn't be doing the way they do it. They would simply sit in their own little bubble, and just live their life. But being a part of this program, you got to admit, for you purpose watching right now, listening right now, as I'm making this live, some of you watching it live, or listening to me live, I should say, slamming doors as soon as I stop talking, you see that? These people are pathetic, bro, weak people, evil, sadistic ass people. If the community knew what y'all were doing, y'all would be the ones with y'all heads on pikes, bro. Y'all are evil ass people turning people crazy. And a lot of the people y'all think y'all torturing is just victims of MK Ultra. It's just victims of being tortured by the government ever since birth. Because it's not about you just being some negative person. No, it's about taking your soul from you. It's about taking that inner, light inside of you, the light inside of you that will prevent you from hurting anybody, will prevent you from acting now, doing some of the crimes that these assholes committed, raping someone, taking man butt, whatever the case may be, raping, molesting, and you said to yourself, you know what? I don't care what y'all do to me. I don't care the suffering and the pain and the agony and the disrespect and the shaming and y'all touching me and torturing me in these foster homes and group homes in Pittsburgh, PA are quite actually sick, but I don't want to talk about me. It's about them, It's like when you don't let that stuff affect you, this evil, sadistic world and these people, like you hear the dude making all the noise, and hopefully the camera picked that up. These people are bitches. It's like, what do you expect me to say something different? You expect me to stop my video? Expect me to slip up and put on my painful voice? Oh, I'm harassing. I get your red blue shaking yesterday. When I feel like being myself, it just flows, man. You can't stop the truth. That's y'all proof on trying to bother me 24/7 and distract me from even when I'm in my own space and energy, and prove to the world how these niggas don't leave. Young men, motherfuckers probably younger than me. This light-skinned asshole definitely looks younger than me. Just sit in the crib all day, bro. Like, what would the community do if they knew that there was people sitting around harassing people, stalking people, turning people into monsters, psychologically breaking people? Would y'all look at those people as monsters? Since y'all just listen to rumors and lies, and even if you do catch somebody supposedly doing some fucked up shit, would y'all go through that amount of effort? That's people that's like putting you want to know why all these crazy people are popping up? Is because they're being put there. Their minds are being turned into mush through psychological torture. You got to understand, people. These people love this shit. Some of them, yeah, most of them get paid, I think like 70%, enjoy the pay. But there's like a few percent, 10%, maybe 20% who just love it. This bitch ass nigga don't want to make no other sound until I get in my modes like this and I just feel like talking, they say the truth hurts, right? If someone just speaking ramble bullshit, if anything, you'd hear laughing, but nah, you got to hear distracting things to throw you off from what you're saying. The truth hurts, it hurts like a motherfucker, for all, and I don't mind hearing the truth about myself. I'm an asshole, I'm this, I'm that, I'm some weirdo. We can talk it out. We can have an intelligent conversation about why you think you should be doing what you're doing. But see, it's so crazy, how we're the bitches, we're soft, but these people act like they got such a problem with us, and the game that they play is so cowardly. Let's put the phone on the wall so you can exactly hear everything, so you can really hear it, hear how crazy he's going. So anyway, like I was saying before I was really interrupted by sci-fi, hopefully you guys can get a better hearing since the camera's on the wall. But at the end of the day, all y'all need to know is that real evil is not gonna real evil is gonna smile on your face, gonna offer you nice things, it's gonna come to you with presents, and then when you're in, it got you, reel you on in, and then they show you who they really are. You can't get out of it. Understand why this program is so big. There's a lot of fucked up people. There's a lot of evil, powerful people who, if these people step out of line, they end these assholes. That's why they got to be compliant little bitches, bro, and still play their sadistic game. And even if you call it out and you call them for their bullshit, it's still just on and on and on and on. The Groundhog Day. But see, me, is I truly do not care. I am not filled with fear. When I get on here and, you hear me talking my videos and I'm like saying the same thing and I'm going around and around, it's somewhat of a little bit of an act. You can't let the enemy know your intelligence. You can't let them know. You got to play stupid You gotta play like you don't know what the fuck is going on, so they can continue to play their little circus dance around you and continue saying the same thing, because you're only gonna piss them off even more. You know, they're only going to do even more coughing, you know, more sniffling, you know, more games, more noises, more distractions. You people are fucking pathetic. You people are soft and pathetic and weak. And I will accept death. You know, I don't know what y'all want me to say. You know, y'all trying to bring a murderer out of me. Y'all trying to bring a destructive person out of me. Let's be real. When I say I haven't touched anybody, I haven't fought nobody with my bare fist since I was 17, I mean that. So I don't know what the point of the games, the synchronicities, the provoking. I'm not a violent person. If anything, I'd rather talk it out, but you assholes don't even want to talk. Y'all just rather play y'all little game. This is how you know these people. Whether they're devil worshippers, at the end of the day, these are the sick people. These are the fucked up people. All y'all do is take broken people who's obviously done with life, who just want to sit in their hole and rot away and die. Know what y'all say? Oh, yeah, we gotta play with them. See, what's the worst we can bring out of them? How more fucked up can you get? You know, in this program, it might have been something when it first came out to protect the community and, you know, get all the bad guys out, but it turned into something diabolical. These people enjoy what they do. They enjoy the pleasure of watching someone suffer. And for the last fucking time, I don't care. You don't scare me. None of you devils put fear in me. I do not care. You can beam me through the wall. You can make your noises. You can play your games. You can call me bitch and soft and coward and weak. But y'all the ones playing like little pussies at the end of the day. Isn't that right? Y'all the ones playing this little, oh man, he's the bad guy. Shh, don't say nothing but play with him. Bitch shit, why would I waste my time on talking to people like that? Why would I open up my mouth when I know people are calling me all types of bummerfucks in this goddamn city? Why would I waste my time on trying to explain my situation to hive-minded people who's getting free just house care just to be a nuisance? Why would I even acknowledge you, even this asshole, you know, making all these noises and shit? First time you see him just head nod, head nod, head nod. Who are you, bro? Leave, go do something. Get off my dick. Oh wait, I forgot you're paid to be on my dick. I forgot, my apologies. You know, it's just like, you know, these people, man. If you're gonna kill me, get it over with, you know? If you're gonna continue to be a little bitch, you know, play y'all little sadistic games, shut the fuck up, bro. You want to know why I'm not talking to nobody in this city? It's because Pittsburgh, y'all know what type of city y'all are. Y'all know the games y'all playing. Y'all know the fucking, if you're going to fucking kill me, kill me. I'm ready. Fuck this world. Fuck y'all. Fuck your government, your police, your gang members, because all y'all doing is proving me right. Y'all are the murderers. Y'all are the thieves. Y'all are the criminals. Y'all are the fucked up people. Y'all are the crazies. Y'all are the weirdos. You know, and all y'all do is bully. Mess with somebody who's not going to do shit to you. And you're wasting your time calling us bitch and soft. I know I'm a soft guy. I'm a very soft guy. So why are you wasting your time on a soft guy? Oh, wait, because you're Luciferians, you're evil people. It's about turning a soft guy into a murderer, into a killer, into a crazy, so y'all can just put me in jail and forget about me, right? Because my energy, me just walking near you, irritates your existence. Me just breathing irritates you, you know, but all the stalking, all the harassing, I'm just supposed to just ignore that, right? You know what I think it is because especially cities like Pittsburgh, why I'm noticing harassment from a whole community is because y'all have never had anybody like me. All the people I can tell throughout the community, crazy people talking to themselves on the street wherever they go. Y'all, this community's fucked up, bro. Y'all are really fucking evil people. And y'all got a fucking problem. And I'm here to let you know that. I don't care how much you hate me. At the end of the day, y'all the one playing like little ass bitches, trying to irritate me and bother me every second of the day. And I'm not going to be like every other TL. Oh, you got to remain positive and don't worry about, no, I'm going to let you exactly know that I know everything and I still don't care. I do not care. You know, but of course, you know, it's going to get even worse when I leave to work. You know, same bullshit ass game, you know. I don't understand. Y'all killed millions of people for no reason because I'm not saying nothing true. Is it because my words coming out is not, you know, y'all set this program up so well, you know. Even if you question it, you explain literally everything you go through, it's going to sound crazy because it is crazy. These people are crazy, not you. It's all about turning you crazy. That's it, you know. That's all it is, man. It don't matter whether I die today, die tomorrow, I don't give a fuck. I'll never live in fear. I'll never be controlled. I'll never be told what to do because of a certain amount of dollars. Either these people, there's this movie I watched, I can't remember it, but it's like this lady, they were sitting at the table with rich people, right? These are the definition of these people. You know, he's a vegan for 10, 20 years, I think. I can't remember the movie. But he was like, you know, go ahead, eat this piece of meat, man. Don't worry about it. Here's $100. Nah, I'm vegan. I can't do it. Here's $2,000. No, I can't do it. I'm vegan. I just, you know, here's $10,000. Oh, okay. All that power and effort. You know, that's literally the definition, especially the evil overlord. See, these people are the definition of that lady. Do anything for $1. Their morals, you know, empathy, everything goes out the window when they get showed a little cash, you know, especially when they got to work for it, you know. Just got to do some demoralizing ass shit. You know, do something that will, you know, in God's eyes, you're a fucking evil person. You may convince the world and other people that I'm the crazy one and you guys are the sane ones, but God sees your bullshit. Sees your evil behavior, you know, and he sees mine, you know, and there's no secrets here. But I came to terms with everything I've done. I accepted it. I saw some of the things I've done were sick and I wanted to change. I want to be a better person. But y'all don't. And the thing with y'all is y'all don't forgive. There's no forgiveness. There's no faith with man. That's why they feel so justified in what they do. These people, y'all are animals. Y'all are monsters. And y'all gonna get exactly what y'all got. And I'm just another vessel speaking the truth. I'm willing to die and accept whatever punishment I get. What are y'all? I think not. You know, it always gives you an example of the evil overlord finally getting this payment and this punishment. They scream and whimper like little bitches. You know, in every movie, good, positive. It's always the same thing. When these assholes finally get what they got coming to them, they gonna whimper like little bitches like they are. You know, and that's just the sad truth. You know, something's telling me like how they're trying to make us feel alone and we don't have nobody and, you know, nobody has your back. I don't give a fuck. Fuck human beings. Fuck y'all. What's gonna happen when y'all experience the same thing in eternity in a place you wish you never was at? You know, but that doesn't matter, right? Money and materialism is the only thing that matters in this world. They don't care about the next. And best believe the ones who know about the world and the next, those are the ones going through the most shit. But it's okay. Let them judge you. Let them play with you. Let them deem you as a monster, crazy, weird, whatever these bummer fucks want to say about us. At the end of the day, we all gonna get judged. And these people are gonna get judged way, way worse. You know? That's why I understand why God says, you know, love thy enemies, you know, but I just can't help it to just tell them about themselves sometimes, you know? Fucking bitches, dude. You know? And I gotta be the one to talk out loud and show them how I feel, you know, show them my mind, you know, since, you know, y'all signed up NDAs and, you know, police reports, whatever you bitch ass niggas is doing, you know? I'm gonna tell you how I feel, how toxic it sounds, how negative it sounds. Get your bitch ass off the channel then. You know, get your bitch ass away from me then. You know, but enough of the negative shit, you know, they feel off of that type of energy. But the point of the video is, it don't matter to you guys. Don't matter. These people don't control shit. You know, I'm not living too well myself. You know, that's why I can't really show my room. Kind of living a little fucked up, you know. problem, my harassment reached to that, not really wanting to do anything, especially when you know every time you walk outside, everybody knows your face and know not to talk to you like a human being, treat you like an animal, shit like that. You know, how they turn people crazy, why crazy people even exist is because of this fucked up ass program. And for the Pittsburghers that's, you know, living in this city, y'all have a real problem with a lot of people talking to themselves. You may want to look into your city's history. You may really want to talk to the feds and the government and really see what's going on. Maybe you find out a little something here and there. And that's only for the Pittsburghers though, you know, who also watch my videos because it's a form of entertainment. You know, TIs, there's no reason you get, especially when you're shadow banned, there's not a totally dead reason on why you get like 300, 400 views and like 30 likes. You know, you probably a couple of real TIs, some of these bitches on your dick, you know, envious of how you're dealing with her whole harassment. It's a mixture of things. It don't matter, you know, it's bullshit. At the end of the day, wherever you are as a TI and you're honestly dealing with this harassment, understand your whole environment, everybody in your community, your city, your neighborhood, they all watching if you make content. If you make content. This is why people who make content, most of us will low-key disappear, you know. Some of us just die off or just move away and try to forget about it because they see how the more the content they make, the worse it gets, you know. So don't blame the TIs for disappearing. This technology shit, unless you completely ditch it, they always going to have access to your location. They always going to fuck with you. They always going to play their petty ass, weird ass little game to turn you crazy. But remember, you got to look at this, you know. You got to be better or you're going to end up just like them and just end up stalking the next person when they conquer your mind. So fuck that. Fuck being like these people. Be better than them. This is Muhammad. I'm out of here.